morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. We are back again today with Dinner with Races Continental Tire Cup World Final here at the glorious Autodromo Nazionale Monza, a place which Marco Barbanera definitely holds close to his heart. My name is Brad Clank, and we're here for a very crazy couple of hours of racing here.
Yes, we will start on great food because I misspelled your name in the graphics. Luckily, I caught that just in time, and as we can see already in practice, and maybe you guys are also noticing this by the still images we are having right now from the scenic cameras around the beautiful Monza racetrack. This is going to be something else. Of course, we are here to tell you about this great season finale. It's been a long road, and so there will be 24 drivers who made it through the season thanks to points, victories, and other criteria. But also we will have inside this race, and of course these championship drivers will drive the HPD LMP2 car, but together with them, as you can see from the pictures right now, there will be legend cars running around the Monza right turning oval. These will be members of the real life racing world, and basically this will be a race within a race. Of course, the closing speeds between these cars is absolutely incredible, and I think we are in for some fantastic racing tonight, especially considering that we have both a championship to give out and also some very recognizable names on the legend side of things. They will provide certainly for some entertainment. And of course, Brad, this track, we talked about it yesterday during the last chance race in Indianapolis. Not really the most safe and race ready, so to speak, racetrack in the world.
Yeah, certainly not. Hasn't been used for quite some time in the real world, but thanks to iRacing we do get to experience it, and very steep banking, lots of bumps or cracks in the pavement, and neither of these cars really enjoy the bumps. Sorry, a great deal. So that's going to be a challenge, and then obviously the HPD drivers are going to have all these pro drivers to try and dodge as they come along behind like missiles almost up to those guys. So we mentioned that we had some pro drivers, and it's really a bit of an IMSA sort of inter honor roll almost with the guys we have here. Sort of multiple IMSA champions. We've got Le Mans 24 class winners. So yeah, it's going to be amazing to see these guys. So if people haven't quite picked up on who's there, we've got Alex Gurney, Ryan Lewis, Alessandro Balzan, Tommy Milner, Jordan Taylor, Tommy Kendall, and we also have Graham Quinn, who I believe is an engineer for the Andretti Autosport team. So quite an accomplished group of drivers there.
Yeah, absolutely, and of course you cannot look. I might be a bit biased, but you cannot look past this guy, Alessandro Balzan, with a fantastic livery. I mean, look at that, and of course, being the hometown favorite, at least between pink cars, you should be nice with each other, but not the case. You can see basically you have two chances around here. You either go, that was a big hit for Alessandro. I was just about to say that you either go in the bushes on the inside, or you fall down the banking on the left side. As you can see, these legends, they might be pro drivers in these cars, but I don't think that these championship contenders will be very nice and gentle to them.
yeah, I don't think there'll be much respect given from what we've seen already in practice. But that's what we've come to know from the Dinworth Races
Oh
series,
man,
that it's very very unconventional compared to some of the more traditional leagues. You can see the guys having fun in the tire barrier there. So here we are on board with Eric Mueller. We're just getting a bit of a bird's eye view. Let's see the closing speed with the Legend car up on the banking there.
damage will be off. This will be to promote bump drafting. There will be no automatic cautions called by the iRacing system on basically the admins, just like it happened for most of the season, will decide when they think it is the right time to call the caution out. Also, as you can see, the two classes will be represented. In yellow we will have the HPDs, and in blue we will have on the left side of the screen the legends. So you can quickly recognize both of the classes that are on the track at any given moment. We are waiting for the end of practice. Let's jump on board if we can, with maybe to see what's it like to be on board with one of the legends. Hopefully that car doesn't taken out by someone else.
You can see a couple of cars stranded in the fence up on the infield there. We're riding on board with Alex Gurney, and he's probably just constantly looking in the mirror at this point, just waiting to be attacked. There we go, there's a whole swarm of HPDs going past. Thankfully that was nice and clean that time.
He's getting passed by Tommy Milner, so let's jump on board with him.
So it looks like oh, that was very close. So they're hitting VMAX pretty easy in the Legends, obviously. Might be able to see if Alex is able to get a bit of a slipstream on Tommy here. May not be quite close enough though.
Let's see if we can get a lap on board the HPDs. Here we go. Weisselman, of course, was racing last night. The last chance saloon race at Indianapolis, which had a absolutely entertaining. It was absolutely entertaining all throughout the race. You can watch the replay of the broadcast on the Dinworth Races channel, both on YouTube and on Facebook, on the Facebook page. But of course, do it after you watch this event here in Monza. And it was crazy with an absolutely amazing final laps, almost run in complete darkness. I don't know if it's going to be the same today. See, the sun is already low. Let's see, at the very least the HPDs will provide for some lights should darkness come on the Italian racetrack.
Yeah, getting lots of bump drafting practice in. And we also had another driver sneak into this event because there was someone unable to attend. So I believe it was
right.
Chad Dalton, was it, who was able to sneak in after yesterday's race?
Yes, but I was told that Steve Lavender wouldn't be able to attend, but you can see he's there. And so
it's like we actually have 25 HPDs then, so
for the time being, yes, we have 25 HPDs on the track. So, but oh man, that is like where is the rest of the car? Because it was not sticking on the other side of the wall, so we have learned to know within the races that it has been a very long season, like I said yesterday, many times, and it was to be expected to have some surprises. By the way, let's bring in a little bit of the standings that we are having, and you can see it is super close at the front of the field in the HPDs. 8/1000ths of a second separate the two leaders, and of course in the look at this legend having it's almost like they have a sort of a gentleman code that the legends will be running on the inside and maybe the HPDs on the outside, but I don't think that is going to last very, very long,
Yeah, I don't think so. Especially when these legend cars get a run on each other, they'll have to pull out to cycle the positions around as they get momentum, which you can see they're trying to do here on the straight. Alex pulls out, and then he hits the wall of air, and it doesn't look like he's quite able to get the job done there. We have a HPD come now. That'd be very interesting if these guys fanned out across the track.
Oh no!
Yes, and that's exactly what we thought.
That was terrible. That was oh, they're still wrecking. Oh, look at that poor yellow. I think that was Jordan Taylor, maybe. They're still wrecking. Yes, that was poor Jordan Taylor. So I say, let's appreciate what just happened again, if we can find it, because there is an absolute mess. Oh, for good measure, he got sent into outer space by one of the HPDs. As practice is over finally, and we are ready to go qualifying.
Yeah, I think the guys were happy just to have a little bit of fun there at the end of practice, but we'll probably see a brief moment of seriousness now as they try to set some quali times, get up towards the front, and hopefully avoid some of the carnage.
So we got the news right now from Sean Ekman, the league organizer, that basically at the last moment it was possible for Steve Lavender to join the race. And so, yeah, basically they got, we have one more, which is, all the best for us, because we have one more car to enjoy racing around this racetrack. As Alan Space on your camera right now, and let's bring on the qualifying graphics. Should be only one lap, if I'm not mistaken. So if you hit the wall, whatever you do, you hit the grass, the lap is not okay, and then you will have to basically start from the back of your class. And here we go. Who is going to be the first to come home with a good lap? I think it will be the guy we are seeing right now, Alan Space. Or maybe Dean Moll will beat him to the line. Or maybe Justin Parker. They are super close to each other. The results will pop on the left side of your screen with the gaps, etc. So you will have a clearer idea of what's going to happen.
I'm just looking at the sector times as they pop up, and there's literally just like hundredths between most of the cars through the first sector, so these times are going to be very, very close.
Here we go. Dean Moll, provisional pole, Trask second, Parker, Space, here comes Lavender in fourth, Ripstein. Well, the lap times are coming in, and Witten, provisional pole right now, 51.962. Lucas, De Lucas, P6. Pinkerton jumps up in second, properly with a magenta looking car. Where are the legends? As Gutta goes second, Conrad goes third. We're waiting for the legends as we see other cars coming home. This is Drew Eisenman in P18. Steve Lavender also coming home. Of course, unless I'm very much mistaken, again, one lap only for these drivers. And so that will be it, even though their names are popping below. This will be the final result for them. Alessandro Balzan, here he comes, slowly but surely.
It's a very different livery compared to the Ferrari livery that he's normally runs in real life.
So Gurney provisional pole, Taylor is in second. See Tommy Kendall now jumping to second place. Tommy Milner is not very interested in setting a lap time, I'd say. He's entertaining the crowd. Here comes Ryan Lewis.
That could be a strategy play from Tommy. He wants to start at the back. Could be a method of survival. So yeah, we have.
Will these cars like last the whole race? I mean, yeah, damage is off, so I don't think they can blow the engine. But these poor motorbike engines will be put through a very tough test here in Monza, because as you can hear, really fighting hard against basically the rev limiter. And here we go, start finish line for him. Ryan Lewis. The lap is good for third place, but look, Gurney and Quinn are super close to each other, and then there is a massive gap to third place and backwards in the Legends. So your two pole sitters, Alex Gurney in the Legends class, and Tanner Witten, as we are just waiting for the session to switch over, and we shall give you the starting grid. As Michael Duck says in the chat, the safest place in this race will be the pit lane. I absolutely agree with you. I'm a marshal. In real life, I wouldn't want to be a marshal for this race. Here we go, the starting grid.
So we had Tanner Witten come through on pole with James Gutta sharing the front row. Garrett Conrath, Andrew Pinkerton, Jeff Gross, Dean Moll, David Trask, Mark Schmeiding, is it? Christian Abate, Justin Parcher rounds out the top 10. You can see that there are only 700ths separating the top 10. And we have Lee Lucas, Eric Mueller, Steve Lavender, Cody McCorkle, Tony Johns, Jason Skeen, Benjamin Cox, Joseph Kang, Drew Iserman, Lane Walker, Tyler Tucker, Alan Space, Alex Ripstein, Chad Dalton, and the lucky 25th car is Matt Shinowski. Then we have our pro drivers. So Alex Gurney taking the pole there with Graham Quinn, Ryan Lewis, Tommy Kendall, Jordan Taylor, Alessandro Balzan, Sean Heckman, and Tommy Milner. So Sean's our series organizer, so I'm not sure if he'll be taken to the grid there. So yeah, crazy to have. I think we had 15 or 16 cars within a tenth of each other in the HPD class there. So it's going to be seriously close.
Look at this amazing livery from Garrett Conrath. This is beautiful. And I see another great livery. I think is Dean Moll. Yes, look at that. Looks like a masterpiece in contemporary art. Look at that.
The Fonzie livery there.
Yeah, Fonzie livery for the time being, livery of the day, together with Alessandro Balzan's livery.
Reminds me of one of our Apex Racing TV colleagues' liveries recently. Mr. Austin Knight with his Quokka
livery, yes.
Quokka livery on the Mustang GT. Yeah, some good use of the spec maps on the HPDs there as well. Some nice chrome and matte effects.
I see some of the HPDs are lagging behind the field. have no idea why.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening there. We've got 21 of the HPDs out in front at the moment. I know that. Okay, they're just cycling through. Looks like this, making their way back through the legends.
This is a beautiful and colorful field of cars, a proper fitting end to a very long season. We will run for 50 laps around this very, very unique oval in Monza. Just getting ready to start, and it will be a beautiful race to follow. So stick with us. Thank you, Leader Racers Continental Tire Cup here. Brad Clank, Marco Barbanera, we are absolutely ready to go.
Yeah, it looks like they're well behaved after that awkward start to the pace lap, but here we go, the pace car's peeling off and Witten has control of the field. And it looks like he's put the hammer down. He's got a little bit of a jump, but can't imagine that gap will last very long at all.
For the legend start as well, very calm. We have already a couple of cars around.
Yeah, one of the HPDs striking trouble at the end there. I think that was Lane Walker and Jason Skeen. Perhaps got into some trouble there. And already the bump drafting has begun.
And you know, Brad, I think with these bumps, bump drafting is very, very dangerous because it just takes, to take a bump the wrong way, you can upset your car or the car you're pushing, and then, you know, there is not a lot of places where you can go. All hell could break loose here in this racetrack. But the first lap, more or less with no casualties as we enter into the second lap of the race.
Some of the drivers cutting it very close to the wall on the outside there on the entry to turn one. You can see this, it's getting organized into trains. Ordinarily you wouldn't be bump drafting in this car because the front splitter is quite fragile, but unfortunately with the damage turned off it allows this style of racing, and they're starting to form up. We might see multiple bump drafts all chained together, and the legends looks like they're doing the same. For the moment they're still sticking down to the bottom there.
But I hear some noise coming from behind the legends. And look at this very angry pack of HPDs about to come through.
Hold your breath, everyone. This will be the first test for this closing speed.
Oh man! Oh, here we go.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. Oh, that's the huge one at Monza.
It's like the Legends cars kind of planned that deliberately. They all found out across the track right as the HPDs were arriving.
Caution is fortunately out.
Ooh.
And we are under yellow flag conditions for the first time tonight. That was one of the biggest crashes I have ever seen in my career as a commentator. Yeah,
the casualty list would be quite long from that one if we had the damage on. Unfortunately, drivers will all be able to form up under caution again. Beautiful slow-mo. Alessandro's got the moves of a gymnast there in the air. Several of the pro drivers joining him.
Look at Ryan Lewis.
Did he avoid it all?
One of the legends there left the premises of the racetrack on the left. Let's see if he made it through. Yes. And he's the new leader. Fantastic stuff from Ryan Lewis.
So a bit of luck with the the Magic HPD driving straight through him, which can happen sometimes in the midst of a big incident like that with the positioning of the cars. So Ryan Lewis, the fortunate one, makes his way through clean. At the HPD field, it's Garrett Conrath who managed to find his way through to lead the race. Andrew Pinkerton in second, David Trask in third. It's the top three that managed to survive. We might see some fuel saving tactics from some of those guys using very high gears under the caution. We have numerous cars coming into a busy pit lane now. Obviously
yeah.
not for repairs, but just for strategy. Are we topping up on fuel?
You are absolutely right. These cars will be running with a full tank of fuel, but according to the organizers, it is unknown whether they will be able to make it on fuel or not till the end of the race. My question is, because every once in a while, like 2-3 laps after a restart, the HPDs will keep getting to the legends, so we could be in for a very long string of cautions if this can I say, unruly behavior continues, especially, I mean, from the legends. We would expect better from the pros to intentionally fan out in front of the leaders coming through and creating the chaos. I mean, that was uncalled for, in my opinion. I mean, I'm sure these pros will be, you know, maybe they are trying to riot against the decision of having them run with one of the slowest cars in iRacing, as we have some nice groundskeeping from one of the HPDs, as Ryan Lewis is moving left and right. I don't think they will restart in class order, so basically it will be a mix of cars of various classes, as the lights should be turned off by the pace car next time we go on the start finish straight. As you can see, very slowly goes Conrath, trying to save as much fuel as possible.
Yeah, not using many RPM there.
Oh,
he's collecting a few bollards while he's at it.
I got one of those during a league race a few years ago. It was broadcasted on Apex as well, and it didn't show on the race stream, but on my monitor I had like this giant thingy on my windscreen. It was Monza, here in Monza, of course, with the MX-5s, and so I didn't notice, thanks to that there was like a massive roadblock at the exit of the second Lesmo corner, and but on the stream it looked like I was like a drunken idiot swerving left and right. In reality I was trying to turn the car sharply to get rid of the white border. So yeah, in the end I plowed into the roadblock and my race ended basically there.
Looks like through the magic of iRacing he's been able to get rid of those. So your favourite two cars made it to the front, Marco. You've got Fonzie out the front, and then your personal choice of colour, the magenta, running in second.
Absolutely. Andrew Pickett raced with us on Apex Racing TV last week in the IndyCar series on Friday evening. So nice to have him back on one of the, another race here on Dinner with Racers. We have a car on the inside there, one of the legends. We are still not ready to go green, apparently. So yeah, we'll enjoy the beautiful Italian sunset, not that I'm biased, of course. And show you a little bit more of these beautiful liveries.
if it does get dark here, obviously the HPDs have lights, but the Legends cars don't.
Yeah, that will be sort of a problem, but I think that the HPDs will be kind enough to provide for some. You just need one of them to stick behind the Legends, and it will give plenty of lights for every one of them, as we are slotting into double file, ready to go racing again. As Tommy Milner is in for a little top up of fuel.
So it's currently about 9 minutes past 8 in the evening in the sim time, so similar to what we saw yesterday. So yeah, we can expect it to get quite dark later in the race.
So I think we are ready to go back racing. The pack you can see in the back end of the shot a little bit mixed. I think one of the HPDs is sitting behind the Legends. It's Chad Dalton, which really should be in front of this car. Well, whatever, we are ready to go back to green flag racing. Hopefully this will be a long, clean green flag run, just like we had last night. A little bit of chaos in the beginning, then they calm down a bit before the craziness of the final few laps.
Yeah, I think the pro drivers will quickly learn what they need to do to survive the attack of the HPDs from behind. Pace cars in the lane.
Oh man, very slow from the leader, and here we go.
Yeah, very waited right till the green to go. Yeah, gave him a small gap, but yeah, not that that's going to last very long at all as they head around onto the banking, the famous banking at Monza, and back in the pack the HPDs have survived the few HPDs which had to get around through the Legends. And the bump drafting begins again, 3 wide. Ooh. Very high up on the banking there.
Oh, Pinkerton sliding left and right, then he was able to keep his car in somewhat of a straight position, and now with the bump drafting, I mean, this will be basically the entirety of the race for these guys, but of course this will be until they get to the back end of the Legends field. This is super bump drafting from these cars as we are heading once again. Oh, careful there, we have a little bit of an issue in the back. Several cars being flung into the air. Someone left the racetrack.
Yeah, someone trapped on the wrong
Tony
side
Johnson,
of the barrier there.
Yeah, that is very unfortunate, I'd say. As look at the Legends. No! Massive wreck. massive wreck. And another wreck. Oh,
there
Balzan.
goes another one.
There goes Balzan. Gurney also smoking a lot. Milner. All the leaders have crashed, I think, apart from Milner. Oh,
and more chaos.
this is a massive wreck, even bigger than the first one probably. But we stay green and Pinkerton takes the lead.
Get a look at the closing speed here again. Oh, there's someone down on the side on the grass. Who was that? That was Ripstein.
Here comes McCorkle for the race lead on the inside. Szymanowski and Ripstein following them. There's a four-way pack behind them with Moll, Parker, Cox, Conrath. Several drivers in the pits for, I'd say, towing back, because they've been either sent into the shadow realm or they were trapped on the wrong side of the guardrail there in the backstretch. Look at how close is McCorkle to go on the grass. As we jump on board with Witten. No, jump on board with Szymanowski, because one of these cars is actually, I think, no, yeah, one of these cars is a lap down. Still there to provide some excitement for us.
Yeah, it must be. It must be Witten. Is it? No.
Witten is
Yeah.
the red car
he's
is the one that's one lap down.
Yeah.
See there, Chad Dalton. Oh!
Contact.
Big
Contact
hit.
at the front.
Now that we have Pinkerton proceeding very slowly on the inside, McCorkle was the other car involved.
A legend momentarily trying to overtake a HPD.
So after the beginning of the race, race control has been very cautious in getting the caution flag out. With Gary Conrath pushing Ben Cox, 5th position in class. Let's see where we are with the legends now. Tommy Milner, your race leader, and he has a massive advantage over Gorney.
The HPD's threading the needle, getting the gap between the legends there. Finally, that legends car gets an opportunity to make his way down to the bottom.
Only 3 legends on the lead lap. Milner, he's got 11 seconds over Gurney and 36.5 seconds over Kendall. So you see Quinn, Lewis, Taylor, Balzan all very much behind and needing really a big caution to come back and fight for the race win.
And there's a long way to go yet, so plenty can happen between now and then. And as we know from the race control, there will be some surprise cautions at some point. They might be able to mysteriously predict free successfully again, like they did yesterday. There's amazing skill being able to predict that. So back at the front, 2x2 bump drafting in full effect.
As a car alarm sounds off in my backyard at 3:45 in the morning. Apologies for that.
Yeah, they're actually giving each other a little bit of room when they get on the banking there. So trying to work together to get up to the other 2 cars in front there.
Oh, big wreck for the leader. Oh,
and that's going to be a tow. That one, yeah, stuck on the fence. Someone else on their roll hoop.
and Gurney is about to close in on Milner. You see Milner is on the left as we have another big wreck in front of us.
Oh no.
Gurney goes in between the wrecking LMP2, and now you can see he's only 1.5 seconds. Caution. Caution is out. Called by the race control. As you can see, there are several cars parked the wrong way, including Tanner Witten.
Cars crashing on the main straight as well. Oh, more contact. So here's this battle with the legends. Oh, just straight out drove into him. Oh, and then gets sent quite high. It's a good viewpoint of this beautiful park at Monza from up there.
Yeah, absolutely, as we try to see who that guy was. This was Drew. Oh, maybe it was him. Let's see if it was. Yeah, it was. So let's see the crash from the onboard of Drew Eisenman.
No mercy for the Honda engines and the HPDs today. Just flat out attack. It looks quite leisurely and relaxed, coming around the banking there without too much happening in the front.
Because the crash is not here, but later. Apologies.
Oh, and time for some acrobatics. So that was Iserman sledding along on the roll hoop. Didn't quite catch who the driver was that was flipping through the air. That was Lucas.
Lee Lucas. Oh! As we go backline.
I'm not sure if race control are handing out scores for acrobatic ability today. Could be an idea for future events, some bonus points for acrobatic prowess.
I mean, especially, yeah, a good idea for next season, I'd say. So let's see, Milner and Gurney are very close to each other. They were just before the caution in the Legends. Tommy Kendall is now sitting in third place, but Lewis, Quinn, Balzan, Taylor, they are all, well, Taylor I think has parked the car. Balzan is still on track, but is now 2 laps down compared to the leader of his class, so he will need a little bit of help to come back and try to stay in the fight for the lead, which is effectively now in the Legends restricted to the to Miller, Gurney and Kendall, who will close the distance now thanks to the yellow flag situation. As we are about to enter the halfway point of this race, just a quick recap of the weather conditions here in Monza. It's 21 minutes past 8. Of course, it is the default iRacing date of the 15th of May. And track temperature 29 degrees, so very pleasant day overall for racing here in Monza, as keep getting off-track messages on my timing screen, especially from Dean Moll, who I think is doing some again some groundskeeping around Monza Park.
Looks like Benjamin Cox has been doing quite a bit of that as well. He's got several off-track showing on the timing screen. And one of the legends is knocking down the bollards on the left again. So plenty of antics out there. That's Tommy Kendall in the lane. Looks like he's taking tires.
Yeah, took tires as well. You are absolutely right. I think Lucas will get... he's 5 laps down compared to his class leader, but I think he will take the wave around, considering he's in front of the leader and behind the pace car, which is completely not true, I think, because now it shows that Shinosky is in front of the is the leader of the pacing line. So forget I said that. Drivers are dutifully warming up their tires, swerving left and right. it's a long way for these legends to catch back to the pacing line. We saw that yesterday with the skippies at Indianapolis. I think they are more or less in a similar situation because it's quite a long racetrack, this one. So especially if you pit very late, you have to do a long road to go back to the pacing line, as Tommy Kendall is finding out right now.
Yeah, it's takes quite a while to successfully complete the wave around. If you're fortunate enough to make your way back onto the tail. Looks like he's just shifted up a gear there, but not sure if the ratio and the setup they've been given is really useful in that top gear.
Garrett Conrad comes in and out.
Not sure if he was given some kind of penalty from race control there, or he just wanted to go in and check up on his pit crew.
Ready to go back racing then, with the lights on the iRacing pace car being turned off by the, legendary and very respected pace car driver who has been doing this job for now more than 10 years on iRacing, and still driving his beautiful Mustang.
I was just checking the session info, and it looks like Taylor actually had a disconnect, unfortunately.
Oh.
So had a throughput message there, so that was unfortunate. So getting ready for the restart. Shinosky up in front with Parcher, Cox and Mole lined up behind. We've seen a lot of different names towards the front already with the incidents and the slipstreaming. Drivers will be pretty keen to make their way towards the front from here on out, because it's a winner takes all final event. There's no standings carried over from the main season, I understand, so there's only one way to be crowned the winner, and that's to cross the line first. And green flag racing again. Cars will fan out as they head into turn one. Back up onto the banking, 3 wide. Almost trying to make it 4 wide there.
Oh man,
And
3x3.
Now we're in.
Now we're in 4.
4.
Sorry, 2x2x2 as they are moving. You can see trying to find some slipstream.
Some contact in the background. And yeah, Tucker weaving left and right, almost blocking everyone else from getting onto the toe in front.
We are inches from disaster.
Looks like the outside, or not now, but yeah, it looked like the outside was getting quite organised to work together there. Got a car on the inside that's bobbling around. He's just pulled back up to the outside, and then we've got the inside lane. Look like it's got the momentum. Everyone jumps down there. Got Tucker pushing Walker along, trying to make their way to the front. Pinkerton, after his troubles, he's managed to get back up there as well. Oh!
Big hit, big. Oh no!
Oh! I think that was Oh no, he did come down. I wasn't expecting him to land. I thought that would have been Shadow Realm. Tommy
And
Milner.
he lands on all fours, so he can continue. Tommy Milner still third in class.
That was quite high. I think some of the fans in the grandstand may have been a bit concerned there for a moment. At the front, it's battle continues. It's just play on.
Oh,
No caution.
top 3 giving some shoulder barges there.
Pinkerton getting pushed to the front. Not quite. Needs a little bit more help to get around the outside, or almost fall wide.
Oh, on the inside, look at that was McCorkle. He already has a history of being very, very close to the grass. Oh man, he almost turns Tanner Witten, the leader. You know, in the immortal words of Calvin Fishes, we have a car down there. This is some proper argy-bargy for the lead.
I think that might be... Is that Iceland upside down there? Or perhaps it was Tony Johns. Yeah, these guys are playing for keeps up the front here now. Coming up on a legend. This is going to be... Oh! Somehow they make it past there.
This is not going to last very long for these guys. I'm expecting disaster very, very soon to strike.
They made their way past another Legends car on the inside there. Gurney's got a comfortable lead in the Legends class now. About 43, 44 seconds over Kendall. Tommy Milner is further 30, 40 seconds behind. Ooh.
Now I've changed the colors on the track map to better represent the classes, so you can see when the lead pack is getting onto a legend.
Oh, that's gonna be... Oh. So it's high stakes maneuvering as they go past the Legends cars. Fortunately, the Legends are spread out a little bit now, so the HPDs are able to see them a little bit easier and pick a line.
So I can say officially night races, we hit the halfway mark of lap 25, actually switching just now. I wasn't expecting that legend to be there, to be honest. Oh no, Pinkerton!
Oh no.
With a good save. And didn't lose a lot of momentum, so they should be able, himself and Walker, to stay close to the lead pack.
I think Walker's car being there might have saved him there. Looked like he was going to be heading down the track, and Walker's car was able to hold his car in place against the barrier there for a moment. So they've broken up that group a little bit, but if they work together, those two should be able to get back up to make that a group of 6 again. It's that tricky transition from the old banking onto the modern Grand Prix surface. Oh, this is... So, I'm not sure if these pro drivers knew what they were signing up for today. This terrifying experience of having the HPDs zooming past on both sides. See Balzan. Yeah, he's able to survive it.
Some of these drivers might have had, some of these pro drivers had the chance to drive around in Le Mans with those LMP1s, rocket ships that they have now, as they all fan out to avoid that legend. That legend is being pushed by an HPD, by the way. Let me see.
Gurney's gone to the pit lane, so looks like the Legends cars are fuel limited. Obviously, they're not really known as an endurance spec car, so the tanks on them are quite small. So one of the HPDs could be trying to help out one of the pro drivers there by pushing him along a bit, trying to close the gap. Back at the front, got this great view of the front of the HPD there, the splitter. Just millimeters off the bumps here at Monza. Pinkerton's been able to close back up here. He's dragging Walker along with him, or being pushed by Walker, I should say. You can just see a glimpse of Walker's car in the mirror. And he's pretty much right on the back of him again now. So what was 4th becomes 7. I think there's another car that's managed to make their way onto that group as well.
See our leader, Tommy Kendall, all alone with his very nice Legends car. 12 seconds over Gurney and 25 over Tommy Milner. Someone yesterday said that now it's the moment in iRacing where the sky looks like there's been a nuclear explosion nearby, and you can see getting very, very orange. Oh! They just ran through that Legends car that was 5th place in class Ryan Lewis, and now...
Oh, there we go.
Caution!
That was almost slow motion. It looked like it was slow motion.
Poor Tommy Milner, still getting hit.
So I think the damage is meant to be turned off, but after Tommy went very, very high earlier on with that other incident, it's appeared that his car has somehow got damage. It's limping on one side.
Yeah, you are right. Looks like it is crabbing a bit.
So that impact, that crash must have been so high and such a hard impact that somehow he still sustained some damage, and ever since then he's been limping around. Car down on the right hand side. I think that might have been why we saw one of the HPDs trying to give him a push along before.
You know what? I think the Legends car is on the new tire model V7. It might have a puncture.
Yes. That could be it, yes, because they have changed the tire model on the Legends.
And so under caution again we are, so... Witten is your leader as you see Balzan getting the wave around, and this will once again close the gap in front of the field of the Legends also. And Quinn is also on the lead lap once again, so now we have 4 cars on the lead lap. Ryan Lewis is 1 lap down, and Alessandro Balzan 2 laps down compared to his class leader.
You know, he's still stuck it out there in the hope that he can pick up those laps. This might be an opportunity for him to get one of those laps back. We'll just have to see if race control waves some of the cars around. See Tommy coming into the lane there. He's going to come and get some fresh rubber on that car. Should see him be able to pick up the pace again.
So I changed the cover because with the the yellow there, it was almost impossible to make out the position of the car. Dark blue, HPDs, light blue, the Legends.
So back in fuel conservation mode for these guys now, the ones who believe that they might be able to make it to the end.
Tommy Milner is taking to the junior track.
Well, looks like he might be parking the car. He's definitely taken a tow. His car just may not have fixed itself for some reason. It's very odd.
Let's see his pit stop in its entirety.
Yeah. You can see he's struggling to keep it in a straight line under braking even there.
So he changed the front tires. Okay.
Yeah, the car does get jacked up there. Yeah, and the rear. That's very strange. But that huge incident that he had before.
Oh, you see, look at that. Look at the right front.
Yeah, it's not even. It's like wedged under the guard. It's locked on. So that huge incident that Tommy was involved in before, where he got sent almost to the moon and back, somehow that's completely destroyed his car from the looks of it.
I got an update from race control as they are trying to get basically everyone, especially in the Legends, on the same lap. So expecting some wave arounds. Even though poor Tommy Milner is still sitting in the pits and losing lap after lap, as here we go with Graham Quinn coming in for, I think,
just overshot these box by a little bit there.
Getting top up with fuel, I would imagine. I see the car still not on the jacks. So this will be just a fuel stop for him.
It's hard to tell from that angle, but it looks like Tommy's car might have even fixed itself there. Doesn't look like it's right side down anymore. He might have been able to work out a way to get it fixed. He's still in the car.
See, you can hear he's very impatient, trying to push the gas pedal. Since this is a very long yellow, a long yellow we are expecting, so we'll stay with him for a bit. Balzan goes past, so we can see if he will be. You know, the car. You are right. The car looks better now. Let's see the right front. Seems to be touching the ground properly.
Yep. Yeah, it's not caught up on the guard anymore. So whatever caused that issue, it looks like it's been fixed. If he can get back out there, it's probably still got quite a substantial tow time. He's just waiting for that to count down, I believe. You see Alex Gurney comes in. He's going to fuel up. Might take new rubber as well. So Tommy Kendall's still got the lead in class. Let's see, he's probably in fuel saving mode. Is that Tommy or Ryan Lewis there on the inside that just went past with the wave around? Might have been Ryan.
Ryan Lewis, yeah.
Yep.
No!
Oh! Balzan getting some help from HPD, but wasn't so helpful in the end. He's My Little Pony Legends race car. Quite fortunate the damage wasn't turned on there. Spectacular livery. See if these guys try to bump draft him again.
And it's official, Tommy Milner is back in business.
But I think that car's going to feel like a rocket ship compared to how it was before. That is until he gets overtaken by a HPD. But good to see Tommy back out there. It's fantastic that these guys have put aside some time to come and take part in this event. Have a bit of fun out there. They've certainly made things interesting, because if we had just the HPDs, then we would have just probably been in for just the slipstreaming battles. You know, having the speed difference with the Legends cars out there adds a whole different flavour to this race.
We have a crash under caution.
Oh. The Conrath is going around. He might have been helped.
Oh man. Cody McCorkle got stuck in one of the rails there on the left side of the track.
Yeah, just next to the concrete wall, there's a guardrail that starts just afterwards for the banking. He caught the edge of it. With dramatic consequences.
You know, someone was saying in the chat earlier that they love the slow motions, and so, well, there you are.
That does give me flashbacks, actually. In this year's Le Mans 24, I was driving in the HPD. I wasn't actually in the car at the time, one of my teammates was, and yeah, we got coming through Tetra Rouge on the right of the Mulsanne. We were overtaking a GT car, and we had an LMP1 just decided to make it 3 wide and went on the apron, got on there's a big bump on the apron on the inside of that turn, and he hit that bump, got launched into the air, straight into the side of our car, and then we did many somersaults and pirouettes similar to that. I remember going back and watching it in slow motion, because we had about an hour in the pits to fuel while that car got towed and fixed. I think it needed an engine change. So yeah, flashbacks of that moment when I see the slow motion images of the HPDs. I felt sorry for the GT car, because he was right on the outside, hugging the edge of the track, trying to stay out of trouble, and then he still got cleaned up. He wouldn't have even known what had happened.
Such are the joys of endurance racing on iRacing. You are never safe until the end of the race.
So Balzan is on the lead lap with the other drivers. He's making his way around to catch up to the pack, which might take a while yet. Lewis is trying to make his way back as well, and Tommy still scored a lap down, unfortunately, after his troubles. This this yellow continues, we'll soon see if we come back around. If anyone thinks they need fuel to get to the end, this would be the perfect opportunity to come in and take that. See if any of those HPDs feel like they need to stop. We haven't seen the sun disappear quite as quickly today, Marco. Seems the European setting has allowed us to have the sunlight hang around a bit longer.
It gets dark very, very late here in the summer, especially the closer you get to June. So still not technically summer since it's the 15th of May in the sim, but yeah, you can get with some decent visibility outside until 9:30. You still have some color in the sky before it goes black for the night, which is of course fitting for you, as in your part of the world the summer is getting closer and closer, while here it's pretty cold at the moment. So, and also of course again very, very, very also late in the evening, in the night, in the morning. It's almost time for my morning coffee here, but it is absolutely worth it, because this has been again a fantastic championship to cover, and of course some great fun. So Balzan is back on the rear end of the field of the Legends, and now another wave around for Milner, and I think as soon as Milner goes back to the back of the field of the Legends, we should be ready to go back to green flag racing.
Yeah, it's good to see. Respect shown. The other drivers waiting for Tommy to get back onto the lead lap. So a little bit of a different machine from what Tommy's used to driving. Tommy having spent a lot of time in Corvette GTLM machinery.
Gurney comes in for a quick top up of fuel, maybe some tires, yes, why not? It's not like he's going to lose many positions, considering that we have six Legends still running, and all of them are on the lead lap. So Milner finally coming back to the back of the field, and I think next time by we should go green for, I would say, the final 10 laps or so to determine the champion. Last night, for those who were not watching, race control said at a certain point, guys, enough with the cautions, it will be a straight race from now to the end. And I would imagine the same should apply, as Sean Ekman just told me in private, as a matter of fact. Once Tommy Milner is back to the pack, is to the back of the pack, we will go back to green flag racing, and Brad, there will be no more cautions for the rest of the race. So it is massively important. This is for all the marbles. You need great concentration and no mistakes, because there will be no yellow flags to save these drivers once the pace car comes into the pits and we go green.
Yeah, that's good to hear. So it's time to tighten the belts and get the focus on. You can see Tommy still trying to make his way back around. Alex has made he's tacked onto the back of the Legends after making his stop. This might see another lap of caution here because Tommy wasn't quite able to get back around onto the pack this time around, so one more lap under caution. No one electing to go into the lane. They're all keen to hold the track position they have now, so
here we go. Lights are out on the racing pace car. Tommy Milner is here.
oh, we've got
Oh, we got a bit of a mess.
there's Benjamin Cox. He was in the front of this pack as well.
Oh man, again? And
Yeah,
this is
again.
on purpose this time. Oh, he got stuck there and then got dislodged by a very helpful competitor.
And he's gone back up to the front to retake his position. So a bit of fun and games under the caution here. The guys trying to keep themselves entertained.
So, Brad, who do you think is going to win the race and the championship? Because my money is on Shinosky. Matt Shinosky will be the winner in my opinion.
I don't know. Pinkerton's, he's been one of the most consistent cars as far as being up the front there. So probably be hard to argue against Pinkerton, but Witten has also been up there. I think I'm gonna go Pinkerton. That's where my money is.
Let's enjoy the restart from his onboard as we are going to go green until the end. Here we go.
You can see Andrew just trying to time the throttle there. Get in the bump drafting as soon as he could, and there's already been contact at the back, but there'll be no stopping for that now. So Witten and Pinkerton get out to a nice little lead there. Well, he's got to watch the inside because Parcher has managed to sneak the nose of his car up there, and yeah, he takes that drafting position away from Pinkerton, who's been forced to go up high. And the Legends, Kendall and Quinn, side by side. We've actually got a little bit of a gap over the others. We've got the two trains around the banking, coming around to complete another lap.
Oh!
Now we're getting 3 and 4 wide, and there is contact.
Big right.
That's going to take a few cars out of running.
Yeah. We stay green.
That's yeah, Ripstein, he's gone. Dalton, he's gone in that one as well. Skeen and Shinosky.
Yeah, so my pick is out of the contest. I'm sorry, Matt, for jinxing it for you.
Parch has been able to make his way to the front very briefly there. We've got, yeah, now a 3 wide slipstreaming battle on the banking here at Monza.
And here come, they are going to get very, very close to the Legends car now. As they are fanning out on the front stretch.
Oh, no.
Pinkerton is out.
Oh well, we've put the
Together with
curse
Parker.
on. Well, Parch has ended up on his roll hoop, so he's going to tow. I dare say Pinkerton was able to continue, but he's probably fallen too far back to have any chance now.
People
Balzan.
for McCorkle.
While we've been watching this, Balzan's made his way to the front of the Legends after being a couple laps down earlier in the race. Oh, and we see the Legends there on the inside, just holding their breath, trying to stay out of trouble. Oh, we've got more contact. Oh, the whole front group is just about demolished themselves, and Dean Mole
Did Mole out
is
of
just
all. Oh, they're still wrecking.
he avoided it all, got into clean air out the front. Oh, so yeah, Cox. Oh, Balzan got taken out in that too, so that's affected the lead in the Legends. Ryan Lewis has come through with Tommy Milner after all his troubles, right, and his slipstream. So everything getting shaken up towards the end here. Mole has a 7-second lead. That's unheard of.
Dropping quickly because he's not in the draft. While look at Trask and Tucker pushing hard on each other, trying to close the gap on the leader. They're about to get to the back of the Legends field again.
Dean will be keeping one eye in the mirror, see what's happening behind there. And Tommy looks like he's happy just to follow Ryan for the moment. The two Corvette drivers look like they're going to be fighting over the win in the Legends class. Back up towards the front, on board with Davis Trask, trying to push Tucker along, make their way back up to towards Dean Mole. I think that might have been Quinn on the inside that they've just passed there.
Gross has joined the party. But so far they are making no significant inroad on Mole's leadership of the race. They need to have him run into some sort of trouble, I think.
Oh, Lewis was in the middle of the track there and very nearly got collected by the HPDs as they come through. So, Tommy trying to close up down the back section of the track here. Doesn't look like the slipstream's having a huge effect for him though. And the gap at the front's still 2.2 seconds, so yeah, the guys behind aren't working together well enough to close that gap at this point.
Yeah, the gap is still there, still 2.2 seconds. Meantime, Milner isn't able to close enough on Lewis, just 0.6 of a second, but the gap has not changed a lot as of late, as we jump on board with Jeff Gross trying to push Tucker and Trask and himself towards the leadership of the race, but the bump drafting and the slipstreaming is not helping this trio. As Ryan Lewis has made a mistake. Oh, Ryan Lewis has made a mistake.
Oh, did he make a mistake or was there contact?
I think the second, the latter.
It's allowed.
See.
Oh, yeah.
A glancing blow.
Benjamin Cox, was it? Come through and gave Lewis a little bit of a nudge there. So Tommy, being several laps down, has come through to have a 20-second lead in the Legends class. So DwR Races Continental Tire World Final, bringing plenty of surprises as we thought it would. The drivers taken to the grass to make their way past the Legend on the inside. This is that battle with the Tommy narrowly survives to hold on to the lead there. So yeah, that mid-pack battle is raging on, but doesn't look like they've got any chance of getting back up towards the front. Mole's been able to extend his lead. I think looks like as he's come up against some of the lap traffic in the HPDs, he's been able to find some drafting partners. For some reason, I've lost my lap counter, Marco. So we'll have to try and keep us updated where we are. We can't be far from the end here.
49 out of 50. I am unbelievably happy to report that currently we are smashing the NASCAR iRacing Pro Series. They are getting 56 viewers. We are at 200. So clearly this is the better entertaining. The crowd knows what is best for business, as we have another rack there in the back. And they know where the real entertainment is in the Dinner with Racers Continental Tire Cup. Here from Monza, the World Final, Dean Moll will take the white flag. This time around he has got 2 seconds over the closest competition. Here we go, Sarella Blanca here from Monza. One more lap for Dean Moll to take on the prize and win the title. Pinkerton there losing some positions in the Legends car. Tommy Milner with an unbelievable comeback. About to bring home the victory. Just 2 corners to go for the race leader.
Tommy splitting the HPDs there again. I think he might be better placed to hug the bottom just for this last lap to make sure of it. The guys behind have closed the gap, but not enough as Moll comes around to take the checkered flag and victory in. He takes victory in the world final. We've got cars wrecking behind. So Tucker, Gross, Johns, and Witten were the top 5 that followed through. More cars wrecking, and we see Tommy celebrating. He might have celebrated a little too early there as he crossed the line. Not yet. He's still going to make it though, surely. The other guys are closing. You can see Quinn and Lewis is getting pushed by one of the HPDs. But Tommy does come across the line there in great style. He spent a lot of time in the air during this event and still came across the line in the lead of that class. So unfortunately, our picks in Pinkerton and Chinosky, we kind of doomed them because they ended up in 16th and 17th respectively. So perhaps that'll be the last time we voice our opinion on on who's going to win.
Those were the worst donuts in the history. Someone.
The end of season celebration on the straight here at Monza. It's the HPD dance floor.
Okay, now hopefully Dean can do some proper donuts now that he's been flipped in the proper direction, even though it's almost tougher. Not only he needs to do the donuts, it's also trying to avoid being punted by the rest of the field.
Well, somebody's made their way over close to the crowd, giving them a show out behind the barriers.
Finally, the proper donuts from Dean Moll. Congratulations, is the Dinner with Racers Continental Tire Cup champion for 2019. What a long, exciting season it was. And I have to say, with a paint job like that, he really deserves to win the title. Now?
Yeah, it's definitely looks happy with that.
this time,
We'll see if we can bring the results up.
exactly, all the hard work done behind the scenes today, after the debacle of last night, should give us the race result. Yes! Ignore the points, I didn't have the time to remove that column, but yes, these are the race result for the War Final.
So, as we saw, Dean Mole came home with the victory. Tyler Tucker in second, Jeff Gross third. He was followed by Tony Johns, Tanner Witten, Mark Schmeinding. I hope I'm getting that one right. Davis Trask, Steve Lavender, Justin Parcher, Lane Walker, Garrett Conrath, Chad Dalton, Cody McCorkle, Joseph Kang, Benjamin Cox round out the 15. Then we had Andrew Pinkerton, Matt Shinosky, Eric Mueller, and we scroll across perhaps to the second page.
Yes, I was removing the points. There we go.
There we go. Nice work, Marco. And then we have James Gutta, Jason Skeen, Christian Abate, Alex Ripstein, and Lee Lucas rounded out the field of our HPD drivers. And Tommy Milner in the Legends, our pro drivers. He racks up another illustrious victory to his resume. I'm sure he'll cherish this one. And then we have Graham Quinn, Ryan Lewis, Tommy Kendall, Alessandro Balzan. Unfortunately, he got knocked out of the running there right towards the end. Looked like he was on course for a victory on his home track, but not to be. And Alex Gurney rounding out the finishes in the Legends. We had Alan Space, Drew Iserman, Jordan Taylor. They all parted ways a little earlier during the race. And Sean Heckman is our series organizer. So thanks to him for organising such a great season and a great finale. And for all the drivers putting on a fantastic show, in particular for the pro drivers coming in to join the series for the World Final.
It has been a fantastic season, I tell you what. Again, on a more serious note, I said this last night as well, but to have the chance to personally commentate on most of these races and have had the chance to share the booth with some real life drivers, some of them were on the track tonight as well, has been an absolute honor and behind my wildest dreams. So thank you very much, Dinner with Racers. It was a fantastic season. Thank you very much, Brad, for jumping in for these final 2 rounds. I hope you are now hungry for more for 2020.
Yes, I was looking forward to it. I had seen some of the action during the season, particularly some of the sort of 7-class craziness on the oval tracks earlier in the season. So I knew what to expect, but yeah, they didn't disappoint tonight, and yeah, I'd be happy to come back at some stage next season if the opportunity arises. But doesn't look like we've got any post-race interviews or anything happening, so looks like we'll take this opportunity to say thanks to everyone for participating and watching. Join us again here for another event soon on Apex Racing TV. It's always plenty of racing coming up, and Dinner with Racers will be back bigger and better next season, I'm sure. So yeah, thanks again, and we bid you farewell.